we excuse me, we seem to have a problem in this country about everybody downgrading our country, downgrading our president, calling our president all kinds of names. It's unbelievable the problems we have in this country with people thinking this is a bad country and everything is wrong and nothing's right. And I just got an email and there's a quote in here from a news article from Jay Leno, and I'd just like to read this quote on this video. I don't think I'm copyrighting nobody's rights. I think this is a honest God's truth, and so this is going to be just a quote per word from the news article, and I think a lot of people should know this. So let's try this out. This is the way it works. There are so many people that need to know this and grasp the truth. If you're not a Jay Leno fan, then I don't want to read this, but he wrote, anyway, my respect and esteem for him has really increased for Jay Leno. The other day I was reading a news article and came across some poll data. I found that hard to believe. It must be truth given the source, right? The Newsweek poll alleged that 67% of Americans are unhappy with the direction the country is headed, and 69% of the country is unhappy with the performance of the presidents. In essence, 2/3 of the citizenry just ain't happy and want a change. So being the knucklehead dragger I am, I started thinking, what are we so unhappy about? Is it that we have electricity and warm water 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? Is our unhappiness the result of having air conditioning in the summer and heating in the winter? Could it be that 95.4% of these unhappy folks have a job? Maybe it is the ability to walk into a grocery store at any time and see more food in moments that maybe it is in moments that Dhofar has seen in the last year. Maybe it is the ability to drive from the Pacific Ocean to the Atlantic Ocean without having to present identification papers as we move through each state. Or possibly the hundreds of clean and safe motels we find along the way that can provide temporary shelters. I guess having thousands of restaurants with varying cuisine from around the world is just not good enough. Or could it be that when we wreck our car, emergency workers show up and provide service to help all, and even send a helicopter to take you to the hospital? Perhaps you are one of the 70% of the Americans who own a home. You may be upset with knowing that in this unfortunate case of fire, a group of trained firefighters will appear in moments and use top-notch equipment to extinguish the flames, thus saving you, your family, and your belongings. Or if it's while at home watching one of your many flat-screen TVs, a burglar or a prowler intrudes, an officer equipped with a gun and a bulletproof vest will come to defend you and your family against attack or loss. This all is the backdrop of a neighborhood free of bombs, militias, raping, pillaging the residents. Neighborhoods where 9% of the teenagers own cell phones and computers. How about the complete religious, social, and political freedoms we enjoy that are the envy of everyone in the world? Maybe that is what has 67% of you folks unhappy. Maybe. How about the fact is, we are the largest group of ungrateful, spoiled brats the world has ever seen. No wonder the world loves the U.S., yet has a great disdain for its citizenry. They see us for what we are, the most blessed people in the world who do nothing but complain about what we don't have and what we hate about the country instead of thanking the good Lord we live here. I know. What about the president who took us into war and has no plan to get us out? The president who has a measly 31% approval rating. Is this the same president who guided the nation in the dark days after 9/11? The president that cut taxes to bring the economy out of recession? Could this be the same guy that has been called every name in the book for succeeding in keeping all the spoiled, ungrateful brats safe from terrorist attacks? The commander-in-chief of all all-volunteer army that is out there defending you and me. Did you hear how bad the president is on the news or talk show? Did this news affect you so much, making you so unhappy you couldn't take a look around for yourself and see all the good things and be glad? Think about it. You're upset at the president because he actually caused you to personally pain, or is it just because the media told you he was failing to kiss your sorry, ungrateful behind every day? Make no mistake about it. The troops in Iraq and Afghanistan have volunteered to serve, and in many cases they have died for your freedom. There is currently no draft in this country. They didn't have to go. They are able to refuse to go and end up in either a general discharge, an other than honorable discharge, or worse than case scenario, a dishonorable discharge after a few days in the brig. So why then the flat-out discontentment in the minds of 69% of the Americans? Say what you want, but I blame it all on the media, the liberal media, basically. The media knows this, and the media outlets are for-profit corporations. They offer what sells, and when criticized, try to defend their actions by justifying them in one way or another. Just ask why they tried to allow a murderer like O.J. Simpson to write a book about how he didn't kill his wife. But if he did, he would have done it this way. Insane. Crazy. This is crazy. Stop buying the negativism you are fed every day by the media. Shut off the TV, burn the Newsweek, and use the New York Times for the bottom of the birdcage. Then start being grateful for all. We have, as a country, there is exponentially more good than bad. We are among the best, most blessed people on earth and should thank God several times a day, or at least be thankful and appreciative. With hurricanes, tornadoes, fires out of control, mudslides, flooding, severe thunderstorms, tearing up the country from one end to the other, and with that threat of bird flu and terrorist attacks, are we sure this is a good time to take God out of the Pledge of Allegiance? This is a very good quote, and it's an honest, damn truth. I tell you what, you see it on the news all the time, and different people getting up hating this country or how bad the country is, and I'm tired of hearing it. We have freedoms. We have. I'm going to go fishing tomorrow. I can go fishing anytime I want to. I don't have to have nobody's permission. After you turn 65, you get a free fishing license in this country. We got so many advantages. We eat 3 meals a day. We got food in our refrigerators. And you can't say that the good percentage of the people in this country ain't like that. But most own their own homes, own property. They own their own cars. And yet they complain and cry and bitch and moan about what we don't have. I agree with that. That was a complete quote. That's not my wording. It's not my. I didn't make that up myself, although it's true. That's a quote that Jay Leno wrote in this, and I just can't believe he wrote in the Newsweek magazine. If that tells you anything, how true it is, because the Newsweek's pretty liberal. So I'm lost to justify why we do downgrade the president, call our president of the United States names. You don't have to agree with his policy, but you should not degrade him by name. You should not. I just don't. I don't understand. Well, that's all. I don't know if how many people will watch this video. I watched a few of my other ones I got on there, but I'm going to tell you right now that we need to take notice and look up. Or we're going to be one of them countries one of these days that's not got the freedoms. I probably ain't going to be around long enough to see it, but your children, you are maybe, or if you're young enough watching this, or your children are not going to have the freedoms if we don't enjoy them and support them. So think about it. Well, I I ain't going to take God out of my videos. And so God bless everyone who reads this, and I hope that somebody reads it and it sinks in. That's all I got to say on the subject. Thank you for listening, looking.